Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to add your shading to your pictures of your rainforest, to add the different shading techniques to really make your picture look 3D. So last week you had a go at doing your picture that looked something like this. I've just taken a picture of mine. Okay, so you'd already completed your frog and then you have drawn all the background of your rainforest. So today we're going to be looking at how to add the shading to really make it pop. So last time you had a go at drawing your picture. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to actually be shading our picture to add the colours that it will look like this one once it is finished. Okay, so we're going to start up at the top with our log. So if we're looking at the log, it's like we've got some browns, we've got some blacks, some reddy colours on it. So we're going to obviously start with that. Now first thing you'll need is a brown pencil. Okay, and what we're going to do is the outside of the log, so these lines on the outside, that's where it's going to be dark, so it makes it look 3D. So if we start by making it really dark, nice strokes, and then as you get further into the middle, just taking the strokes off so it lightens it, and again, just going to tilt it. As you come into the middle, so that you should have something that starts to look like this. Okay, so you should be at a point now where you have done all of your branch, okay, and I've just shown you what you're going to do next. So next you're going to colour your snake in yellow because we want to make it camouflage. So we're going to do yellow first and then we will add the green after. Okay, so can you go and colour all of your snake in yellows apart from the spots and the eyes, please? Once you have done that, play the video and I'll show you how to add the 3D through adding the green. Okay, so now you've had a go at doing the yellow, okay, we're going to start having a go at doing our spots. Now, what we can see from our spots, you can see that around the outside it's darker, and around the inside it's lighter. So around where you have drawn each of the lines for the spots, you'll do that slightly darker and make it lighter. You can either make it lighter by using a different colour, so that it changes the colour slightly, or you can just do it using the same colour but just pressing on harder to get a darker and then pressing on lighter to get a lighter colour. Okay, so I want you now to go and have a go at doing all the spots or all the diamonds, whatever it is you've done. Again, so darker where your line is and lighter away from the line. So pause video now, can you go and do all your spots, all your diamonds, and then press play. Okay, so once you've got to this point, what you're then going to do is we're going to make our snake, the actual look a little bit more like a snake rather than just a yellow. So using your colours, you will add some lines around the outside of the snake to make it darker, pulling it in. Again, on the outside where the lines are darker, pulling it in and just doing a few lines on the snake just to make it a little bit more 3D. And just to make it pop a little bit more. Okay, so you're going to do some lines and you could use different colours to really build up your snake. So it's not just looking yellow, it's got green on it to camouflage it. Okay, I'd like you to go and do that, but please leave the head and leave this bit at the side, but can you go and add your extra green shading parts to the body of your snake? Press play once you've done and we'll see what you're going to do next. Okay, you should be now at the point where we've done everything apart from the head and apart from this side bit. Now, if you look at the side bit, your lines here are going to be green, so if you can press the green and draw your lines, and I would also do it hard and then just fade it out a little bit, taking a little bit of pressure off, so nice lot of pressure on for the line, and then fading it out, and then all the way up, okay, and then all the way back down. So press hard to add the dark, so we can add, just to add that, make it a little bit more 3D, okay. Then if we look at our face, we can see that we've almost got a bit of a diamond on the nose, okay. So we're going to, from the eyes, we're going to bring it down and out, so it looks like that, okay, and again, down, so it comes between the nostrils, down, and then you can shade that in so that it's got a sort of diamond on its face. Okay, so pause the video, do that, and then play it once you've done. Now we can add some more detail. So if you look at the head, it almost looks like it's got eyebrows because it's like the shadow on its face. So we can add the eye, almost like eyebrows here, and then we can see that it's got some green up at the top, at the dark bits. So nice and dark up at the top and around the side, and fading it down towards the head. Okay, and then finally, again, just adding a few little lines to blend in the colour of the snake. Okay, so if you want to pause the video now and do that, and then press play once you're done. Finally, for your eyes, you can see that it's darker in the middle, so just in the middle we want to do the pupil, so it's nice and dark in the middle of both of them. Okay, and then we can fade it out so it's white. There's some white in there as well, so then our eyes will look like this. Finally, using your black or dark green, just on this bit where this line runs up all the way up here, okay, we're just going to make it add a little bit of shading and fade it down, so starting at the line, fading it down, just so it makes it look 3D and looks like this is obviously looking at the snake from the side. So just on the line, starting it and fading it down. Okay, so it just looks something like that. Okay, so pause the video now, make sure your full snake is done, and then once you've done your full snake, you can press play and we will start to have a look at the leaf. Okay, so we're going to move on to our leaves again. So we are going to need our maybe 1 or 2 shades of green, our yellow, and maybe some orange as well for some of our leaves. So orange as well. Okay, so we're going to start by doing the yellow. Okay, so again, on your picture, you could just nice and gently go and shade all of these parts that are like a yellowy colour, the vines on the leaves. Okay, so you're just going, and I would just add some lovely little shading, making sure you stay inside the lines. Okay, and off you go. So press play, pause, go and do that, and then press play, and I'll show you what you're going to do next. Okay, once you've done that, what we're going to do with the orange, again, just like we've done with the green up here, around the outside, we're just going to push a little bit more pressure, so it's a bit darker on the outside, and then you're going to fade it in a little bit. Okay, again, dark on the outside, put some more pressure on of both of where the lines are, and then just do some nice little lines in the middle, so it's just giving it that little bit extra detail rather than it being bright yellow. Okay, press pause, off you go and do every single one of these, and then once you've done that, press play and we'll see what we're going to do next. Okay, so it should look something like this, where you have got now your yellow with some extra effect of some orange in. You could also use a little bit of green just to add a little bit more extra, just to add a few lines just to give it a little bit extra detail. Okay, so you might want to just do that as well. Okay, now we're going to move on to the actual leaf. So we can see here we've got greens, we've got a few shades of green, and we've also got some yellows as well. So with your green, you're going to you can go and very lightly shade all of this, or colour all of these sections in. Okay, so really lightly shade it, because obviously if you press on too heavy, you will not be able to see the yellow. So just really lightly shade the green sections, please. Okay, off you go, do all the sections, and then press play to see how we're going to add the detail next. Okay, so once you've done that, you can either use the same colour green or you can use some different shades of green, and this time we're still following the shape, the line of where the vines are, but this time you're just going to press on a little bit more with some different colours to just really give the leaf some extra patterns, okay, and some extra detail. So again, so you might want to use that shade of green, a different shade of green to press on. Okay, I'm obviously doing this a lot quicker than what you will. However, you will slow down, make sure that it is beautiful. And then finally add some yellow, so you'll have to press down on this one for the yellow to show up. Okay, and then adding some yellow lines as well. Okay, so obviously, as I said, I'm whizzing through this because I want to show you so you can get started. However, you will do it a little bit slower so that it's absolutely beautiful. So off you go with your leaf. As soon as you have done that, you can press play and I will show you what you're going to do next. Okay, so if we look at this, we've obviously done your leaves, your snakes, your branches. Now, we're going to now add some vines coming down. Now, in order to do this, what I would suggest doing is actually turning your piece of paper upside down. Okay, so I'm just going to turn, my piece of paper upside down. Because it will just make it a little bit easier when you go to start doing your leaves.
Okay, so another one. Anybody else got another one? Lucas.
Okay, so once you've drawn your vine coming down, then you can go and add some more vines. Now, obviously making them a little bit thicker to go over them. Now, once you've done a few in the same colour, you might want to change to a different shade of green if you've got one. Okay, and then add some more so it will look something like that. Okay, and obviously you'll go and darken them. Now, what you could also do is you could get, because obviously in the jungle, the vines all entwine, so you could have some which actually go and cross over others, or wind round each other. Okay, so can you go and pause the video now and go and add your vines for me, please? Okay, now you've had a go at doing the vines. What you're going to do before you actually go and add your leaves, I want you to practice. So maybe on a scrap piece of paper or just another piece of paper, you're going to practice your leaves. Now I'm just going to move it onto the whiteboard so I can show you how you're going to do that. Okay, so we're first going to practice some leaves. So starting at a point, okay, and trying to get to the top point, so you could put 2 dots, okay, and what we want to do, we want to make it go out and back into a point, and out and back into a point. Okay, so I'd like you to go and have a go at doing a few of these and practicing this. Once you've had a go at practicing that, what you could then do, okay, you could then draw your vine, okay, and then you're going to practice starting at a point, going out to a point and trying to draw your vines. Okay, you might actually want to spread it a little bit further so that they're not exactly on the same point, okay, and you're going to practice drawing some leaves going up like this. Okay, so practice some going to a point, practice some where they will be at 2 different points, going out and in, okay, and joining at the bottom like this, okay, because then you can practice your vines going up. Now, once you have had a go at practicing them, press play, and then I'm going to show you how you are going to do that onto your picture as well. Okay, so now we've had a go at practicing, you're now going to add them too. Now, what I would do is very gently with a pencil first, I would draw them first so that you're happy with them, so that if you need to rub them out, you can, or if you are happy, then obviously you can start to colour. Now, if we look at mine, so all the leaves are pointing down, okay, because that's how when they hang, that's the way that they go. Okay, so what you're going to do, because we flipped it upside down to make it easier, you can then start to draw your leaves off your vines. So if I'm using the darker one, obviously make sure I want to do it on the darker vine, so I'm just going to do that. And then my leaves are going to be where the gaps are. So for example, there is a gap here that I'm going to use. I'm going to draw my leaf, so out and in, okay? And then I'm going to go and add some shading. Now you could do darker on the outside again, lighter in the middle, darker on the outside, and lighter in the middle. Okay, so once you've done one, you can go and add another one. So I've got another gap here. I might go and add another one. So out and in, and again go and add my shading to it. Darker on the outside, lighter in the middle to make it 3D. Okay, so that you're building it up. Now once you've done a couple on there, you could change obviously onto your other vines where you've got the lighter green, and again you can go and draw some more leaves on. Darker on the outside, lighter in the middle again. Okay, and drawing some more leaves on.
Good morning, everybody. I will make a start. Thank you for getting here on time, and thank you for getting here and having.
So it looks something like this. So you're going to build it up so that there are leaves coming off the vines on here. Now once you have done all your vines and you're happy, you can then obviously flip your piece of paper back over so that it is the correct way up. So it looks like this, okay, and obviously you've got your vines now with your leaves on. Okay, so pause the video now, can you go and do all of your vines, and then you can press play and I'll show you the final parts that you're going to do. Okay, finally, we're just going to do the background. So again, you can decide what colour your background is. If it is blue, if it is night, it might be black. If it is darker, you could do a darker blue. Okay, and this time you're just going to very gently go and shade between all of the vines. So you get to a point where your full picture is fully shaded and looks something like this one here. Okay, so obviously remember we did a different frog. I did a different frog here, okay, than here, but obviously that's what we did. Okay, finally we have just got our little lizard to do. Okay, so just pause the video once you've done all of that up to your lizard, and we'll just have a look at the lizard before it is fully finished. Okay, you can decide what colour your lizard is going to be. Mine is going to be purple and pink. However, you can obviously decide because lizards can change their colour as well. So I'm going to do purple and pink. So I'm going to do some purple spots. So I'm going to put lots of different spots, just little dots on my lizard to make it a spotty lizard, all the way down its arms, all the way up the legs. Okay. Then I'm going to add some shading to it. So I'll do a dark around the outside like we've just done, getting lighter. I'm going to do it with the same colour as my spots to start with, getting lighter just to make it 3D. Okay, so once you have done all of that, which I've nearly done now, okay, I'm just going to leave the head part for now. I'll finish that in just a second. You can then use your different colour, so it could be pink, it could be orange, it could be whatever colours you are doing, and you're just going to go and add some extra little bits of pink into some areas just to make it a little bit extra detail. Okay, so once you have finished it all, your lizard will look something like this and be fully finished. Okay, so once you have finished everything, your picture will look like this and it is all beautiful. You could, if you wanted, because I know our artist who did this picture, obviously I did this one, but I copied it from the artist Gustafsson. Okay, he actually wrote his little initials in the corner and a little signature. You could, if you wanted, to come up with your own little signature to put it in the corner as well. something like that, to add it as well. Okay, so then this will be your final piece. So once you have finished your final piece of paper, I would like you to take a picture of it, put it on Seesaw. You might want to take it either of just your picture, you holding your picture, or you could describe your picture as well, which would be fantastic to hear. So thank you so much. Please put your pictures on Seesaw and I can't wait to see them.